Hello, it's MusicTechnician and I'm bringing you another plugin spotlight. This one's called Click Dye. What this plugin allows you to do is use a dye and literally click a block that can be dyed and it will dye the block that color. So you can use this on wool blocks, you can do it on carpet blocks, we got clay blocks, this is glazed terracotta, we got concrete powder, concrete blocks, glass panes. It can even be used on shulker boxes and beds. So literally all you have to do is find the dye of your choice and just go around and dye all your stuff. So this is a really nice way actually of seeing all the different glazed terracotta patterns. So this even works in survival mode. If you do it in survival mode, it will consume the dye. So it could be used for a nice survival server. You can also bulk dye things. By default, this is set to 20 blocks. So if you shift and right click, it's going to bulk dye up to 20 blocks worth. So you can make everything here light blue. But that's not all. There is a really cool feature. If you do /paintbrush, it gives you a paintbrush here. So you can see it's got a nice custom name. And what you do with this paintbrush is if you shift and left click on a block that's already been dyed, so we'll choose this lime green here, you can see it now says paintbrush lime, and then all I have to do is right click with this brush and I can use it just like a paintbrush. I'm just going to make a nice little canvas here. Look, we've got a nice little landscape, the sun in the top corner, it's my little dirt hut and a nice iron door. There we go. I'm a very bad artist. So you can erase colours from everything. It sets everything back to sort of the default colour. So the glass goes back to clear. Everything else goes back to white, I believe. Apart from clay, that goes back to its orange colour. But everything else defaults back to white. The eraser is just paper, but you can set it to whichever item you like. But it still doesn't even stop there. Because if you lay out a nice little canvas like this, you can quite simply make your own maps. As you can see, it's filling in my map here. I'll use the dye so I can bulk dye parts of this. As I say, you can change how many maximum blocks the bulk dyeing will use. As you can see, I've only done a small part of my map here. But I'll put up some screenshots of some maps that I made in survival Minecraft, where this plugin would have come in handy. It would have saved me hours of work. So a very quick look at the config. It will log your changes. You can use WildGuard protection, so people can't dye protected regions, etc. The particles is whether you want to see the particles, which I'll show you on screen here. The sound is what sound you shall hear when you dye blocks. So you can enable it, you can change what the sound is, how loud it is, and even the pitch. This one here is whether you can change shulker boxes or not. This section here is about bulk dyeing, so if it's enabled, the maximum amount of blocks it shall do, and whether it will tell you the message of how many blocks have been dyed. Proportional dye amount means it will use as much dye as it would take to dye that block in survival, so whether that's true or false. The paintbrush is whether you have the paintbrush enabled. You can make it check the name, so not any stick will work, only the paintbrush. So it will check for the name paintbrush here. You can set what material it is, whether it shows you when you change the colour of the dye what it is in the action bar, and whether you have to sneak to select the dye. The eraser section is very similar. It's whether the eraser function is enabled. Check name and name is if you want to make a custom item to be able to use this. It will check for the name and check for that specific name, and it'll only work if these match up. This is what material it is, and this is whether it drops the dyes when you erase them. And that will about do for today's plugin spotlight. I'll leave a link in the top of the description. Go download it, give it a go yourself. If you found this video useful, please leave a like. If you like server plugins and you want to see more, subscribe and you won't miss a single video. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye bye.